Okay.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the HollingsWorthless program. This will be for Wednesday, April 10th.
Ooh, Kelsey's birthday.
That's right. She's turning big 3-0.
Birthday.
What the fuck? You got ghosts in here. As always, I'm your host, Big Irish J. Hollingsworth. And also, as always, we... Hey, that's my part.
I'm sorry.
You don't hear me going, co, do you?
No. Well, that's not what you are.
We have... No.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
We have...
Damn it.
No,
that's my
yeah,
part.
See?
No, you're right. It is annoying.
We have...
Cocaine. Something wrong with my voice.
Oh.
Cocaine.
Oh, man, I'm amped up. Just took a 5-hour energy. This will be...
Let's get it started.
good to go.
Giddy up.
So this last weekend, I was in Tempe.
Arizona? What
Is there any other?
Maybe there's a Tempe, Florida. Maybe there's a Tempe, Indiana. You know? Maybe there's a Tempe, Idaho.
No, it's this. You're gonna appreciate this.
I can't wait to appreciate it.
Do you know why?
Why?
Do you know why or no?
I don't know why.
Okay.
What happened?
So let's take a trip down memory lane.
Oh, okay.
So have you ever done any of the Tempe or Phoenix clubs?
No, but I've been there.
Okay. All right, you can cut that.
Okay.
So I was out there back in August. I was featuring for Steve Byrne.
Bragging about it again, you fucking piece
Yeah, he
of
was.
shit.
He was like, dude, I got Jay Hollingsworth with me.
Oh,
I'm like,
shit. Steve, please.
Steve-O.
That's
Fucking
enough.
relax.
Right. I know. Steve's always doing that shit.
Fucking SB. Amir Khalil, our good buddy.
Yes.
One show Amir.
One show Amir.
You know it.
I love him.
He has an uncle out there. Who, by the way, his name is Uncle Tommy. Dude, that's the first time he's like, oh, it's my Uncle Tommy. I was like, yikes.
I mean,
I will never refer to him as that.
Uncle Thomas?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Can we just say your dad's brother, Tommy?
He doesn't want to go by anything else?
Yeah.
Like his middle name or something?
But anyways, his dad's brother, Tommy, lives out there. And Amir, I was telling Amir, I was like, yeah, if you ever get a chance, when I'm out here, I told him, I was like, you should come out to Phoenix. I'll introduce you to Casey, the manager of the clubs.
Mm-hmm.
And, and who knows what could happen to you. He's like, so at the time, again, back in August, he was like, fuck. He's like, it's like $200 for a round trip. He's like, I can stay at my uncle's, though. And he's like, I don't know, should I do it? And I was like, I don't know what to tell you, man. You can do it or you not. I'm just telling you, you'll eventually want, if you have family out here where you have a place to stay, you can get work out here and you have a place to stay. So,
yeah.
It would be good at some point. So finally he was like, okay, fuck it. I'll do it. So he comes out, meets Casey, and they click as much as you can on a quick introduction.
Sure.
He's like, what's going on? Yeah, exactly. So Amir started sending avails.
Hate mail? Just mail with his shit in it.
Blackmail, because it's from Amir. So, is that racist? No. So he starts sending his avails to Casey, and he's not getting anything or whatever, I don't know if he was getting responses or what. I think it was like a month and a half ago, they had a showcase at Stand Up Live. Mm-hmm. For comics to showcase, from Phoenix, from wherever, to try and get in the rotation.
Nice.
So I think Casey told him about that. So he came out to do the rotation or to do the audition.
Showcase, yeah.
Did great.
Did he bring his guitar?
Yes, he did.
Nice.
He did great on that, and then he hits me up. I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. He's all excited. He goes, dude. I got my first feature weekend. I'm going to be at the Tempe Improv feature, and he's like so excited. And I looked on my calendar for this last weekend, and I didn't have anything. I was like, okay, well, I don't have anything. I was like, maybe I'll go out and hang out with you. Maybe I'll go out there with you and just hang out. I can probably crash at Hillary's, from Big Pine Comedy Festival. And then I called Hillary, was talking to her. She goes, it's Jack's birthday that Thursday. So I was like, fuck it, I'm in. So I was like, I'll go with you. I messaged Casey. I go, hey, I'm going to come out there, hang with Amir. It'll be good to see you. Let's hang out, blah, blah, blah. Then Casey hits me back. He goes, hey, if you want it, I can throw you the hosting spot. You make a little scratch so you're not losing money. I was
Yeah.
like, fuck it, I'll host. So I'm hosting for Amir featuring for Paul Versi headlining.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah.
That's a good show.
Yeah, it was great. So we go out there first night, and it was so funny. So first night, I'm hosting. I'm hosting the whole weekend, but I had just taken a 5-hour energy an hour before I went on stage. So when I hit that stage, dude, like kind of like now, I was just like, "Hey, what's going on over here? You got a birthday? Oh, fucking happy birthday! What are you? Oh, the bachelorette party? I fucking hate bachelorette parties. I'm glad you're not a bachelorette party like that. Hey, what's going on over there? You got in there? You guys got your order? You guys ready? Anybody help? Hey, can you guys feel? Dude, I was fucking amped up.
That's great.
So and Amir's in the back before I go on. He's like, dude, I'm so nervous, and like the owner of the club's there, and he wants to impress the owner, and he's just all fucking. I go, dude, you earned this spot. He was like thanking me. I go, dude, I just introduced you to Casey. You got this on your own merit. You did the showcase, all that stuff, and I go, just pretend like you're at fucking Robin Hood, your open mic that you do. Don't fucking get in your head. Just go have fun. He does his first the Thursday night show. Does great. I can tell he's a little nervous, but nobody else would know unless you knew him as a comic. And then Paul's great. Fucking my first time meeting Paul, great dude. He just opened for Burr at Madison Square Garden.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And so the whole weekend's great. And Amir, like, dude, that fucking is stupid. You know what I'm saying? And Paul gave him a great idea for like it's not even a tag. I guess it would be a bit, but like if something bombs, make a song about a bomb, about it bombing. Like, oh, you thought I bombed on that? Oh, I was expecting that, like bomb, 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 or whatever. Make a whole fuck. And I was like, dude, that's genius.
Yeah, that's great.
So while we were out there, Amir and I saw Shazam.
Yep, Shazam.
Great.
Liked it.
I collected comics growing up. I always thought Shazam was a goober or Captain Marvel, as it was named back in the day.
Yeah.
But the movie's great.
Yeah, I liked Zachary Levi is probably the reason the movie
perfect
is so good, because he's really good as a adult man pretending to be a little kid in an adult man's body. Yeah, he's fantastic. I love that. I know him from Chuck, but I never really like watched the show.
Right?
Why are you still? What the fuck, dude?
I was doing that for a minute.
I was like in my own head, and I look up, and you're like, and I'm like, dude, did I say the N-word or something? And just didn't realize it.
What's the N-word?
I got a story about that later. Anyway, but yeah, here's what I hated about the movie.
Yeah.
That was so scary, dude. That was way scary.
I was just sitting there, like, looking at you for a minute like that. Just because.
And then I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, and you only ever give me that look if something I said was, like, slightly inappropriate.
Dude, whoa.
Yeah, that was scary. That was way scarier than the other movie you're probably going to mention. But here's what I didn't like about the movie. I went and saw Shazam at AMC in Burbank.
Yes.
It was packed, IMAX.
Oh, boy.
And
packed already makes me think.
The DC logo comes on, and it got an applause break. We're not even in the movie yet.
Okay.
Just the DC logo gets an applause break, which is confusing.
Because all the movies have been shit except for Dark Knight.
Other than the Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Other than the Dark Knight, which it had a different logo at the time. It had like a whole different thing it was doing. This is like a brand new logo.
Wonder Woman was okay.
Wonder Woman was fine.
Aquaman,
Aquaman was whatever. Shazam, good. But it's still not within the same.
It's not Marvel.
It's not. Yeah. It's not Marvel.
And I was a DC guy all growing up.
I'm a huge DC guy.
Green Lantern, Batman, Nightwing, all.
Yes,
those,
I love all those guys, and I was obsessed with Batman and the whole lore and everything. And the DC logo gets an applause break, and I turned around and looked at the people applauding. Because I was so confused. I'm like, what?
You're applauding and I'm appalled.
I just didn't understand. So I missed the first 2 minutes of the movie because I was so annoyed at DC. Yeah, woo! Why? Nothing good has come of this so far. Oh. This is their like fifth or sixth try, and it's good, but not good. Not applause. Not applause
break worthy.
Yeah, not applause break worthy 2-3 seconds in. That's how confounding that idea is. It's like I don't get it, and it's making me stutter and stammer. Anyway, then you guys also saw Pet Sematary,
And
right?
we also saw Us.
Again?
I saw it for my third time.
Oh, my.
Amir's second time and Paul's first time.
Ooh, Paul.
But yeah, you saw Pet Sematary with Ken Gar.
Yes.
Who thought Pet Sematary was better than Us.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot.
Yeah. Silly. You're
Dude.
silly and stupid and ugly and smelly.
I posted our conversation where I'm telling him why Pet Sematary was dumb, and he's basically agreeing with every point I said.
Right.
Did you see that post where I put?
No.
I'm like, okay, first of all, I go, the monster or the bad guy is not scary. If a fucking demon cat, if he even just didn't even hit me, I told him I would grab his tail and fucking sledgehammer him immediately into the ground. Second, the girl, I said in this text, I would punt her head into the next room. And also, it's stupid that she's this monster, this zombie, whatever she is, but then he bites her arm and she goes, ow, and drops the knife.
Doesn't make any sense. And also, I don't understand.
It sounds like the intro.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't. Yes,
No.
you do.
It doesn't make any sense that you could bring something back to life and then kill it like normal. Like he was about to put the cat down with some medicine, but then the cat looks at him like, "Oh, I ain't that bad." And so, like an asshole, he just drives it out into the middle of fucking spoilers for Pet Sematary.
You don't want to see it.
It's stupid. And they drive it and drop it, and then the thing finds its way back home. But the cat never does anything else to make us fear the cat. It just looks funky.
Yeah.
Like they matted a normal cat's fur to make it look all fucked up. But when you see the cat dead, we see it die. We don't see it die. It just dies off screen. As far as we know, John
taking a nap.
John Lithgow came over and stomped its head in.
Yes.
And when they see the cat, its fucking head is twisted and bloody.
Yeah.
Then they dump it into the ground, and then it comes back, and it's like kind of all right, but with some little patches of fur have blood on it. But when we see the little girl come back, she's all fucking, she's got staples in the back of her head, her eyes all fucked up.
Yeah, like when they showed the staples, I'm like, okay, so was she embalmed? Was her brain taken out?
Yeah.
How does God, dude. And the other thing too is, so this area of land that brings things back from the dead has been known about for years.
Yes.
And nobody at one point was like, oh, dude, we should have like scientists come maybe see what's going on with this. Nah.
Yeah.
Let's just keep having these fucking weird zombie things.
If we've learned anything from the Bourne trilogy, there's fucking satellites everywhere that can pinpoint. They can see someone's asshole from space, and nobody in the government was like, "Hey, you see that giant elk horn thing lumbering around outside of what was it, Ludlow, Boston, or fucking Massachusetts, or wherever the fuck they were?" Next to Denny, which is where it is. I don't know if you caught that little Easter egg.
Denny or Derry?
Derry, whatever. As she's rolling back into town, you see a sign entering Derry. Ooh. Oh, so they're all connected. Cool. I already fucking knew that shit. Make a better. Don't drop Easter eggs in a shit movie.
And the way it ended.
Oh my God! It takes fucking forever for them to even get to the scary shit.
The fucking. I said this in the text when I was shitting on the movie. Our buddy Ken Gar has a bad back, so I was like, the girl with the Ken Gar back, she has like spina bifida. That they bring this whole story how the mom, when she was a kid, had to like take care of her sister, and it freaked her out and this and that. But there's no fucking point to it.
There's no point to it. There's no payoff.
Cut that whole thing off.
I'm sure there is something in the book that means something to the story. Why that's in there. Stephen King would not be heralded as one of the best American writers of our generation or of all time if he just randomly was like, and her sister had spina bifida.
Boo.
Also, okay, here's a bunch of zombies. We'd be like, this book is shit.
That
This
plot
is
line
Dr.
was a
Seuss level.
spina bifida dud. Come on. Don't leave it hanging. No high five left behind. Come on, goddammit. Come on.
No.
Get it.
Don't block my water. Yeah, it took, and there's so much explaining. So when my dog died, we took it over to this place, and this is after the cat was brought back to life. So this seems like a complete horseshit scene.
And the black kid that keeps warning them.
Whoa. Yeah.
Did somebody bury him in the fucking thing?
Yeah, and I tried to explain it, and Ken's. So this black kid gets hit by a car, and and this is before anything's happened.
Yes,
they've moved. He's in a new area. He's not an ER doctor anymore. The main guy, Jason Clark, and something horrible happens. This kid gets hit by a car. They drag him.
Was it hit by a car?
Yeah, he was hit by a car. And so, which is supposed to mirror how the daughter gets hit by but she doesn't get hit by a car the same way that this, like, I've never been hit by a car, but it looked like the car that he was hit by belonged to Mad Max.
Yeah.
Because he had fucking scrapes going. You could see his brain. I mean, he was really gruesome.
And she was in pretty good shape after, I mean, she died, but she...
A semi-truck jackknife.
Yeah, and the
trailer hitch comes off and starts sliding.
2 million tons of metal come and bash into her.
And
she should have been just a pool of goo.
Exactly. Yeah. We're supposed to believe
it just bounced her off and then she died.
We're supposed to believe that a 9-year-old girl got hit. And she just bounces off it like a tennis ball. That thing would have rolled her up like the bad guy in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Yeah. Okay, she'd be fucking dust. There's nothing left of that daughter. And that's what I thought happened. I'm like, wait a minute, how is she gonna come back? She's underneath that thing, right? Yeah. They're not gonna.
No, she's over in the bushes.
Yeah, she's just kind of
like
in
a cartoon.
The bush.
Bang, just fucking bounces. But yeah, I'll pick up what you were saying though. At the beginning of the movie, this black kid gets hit by a car.
Whoa.
Ooh. And I fucking knew it was coming.
You fucking called it. God damn it! I got to be quicker.
He's in the ER. This guy the dad tries to save him, who's a doctor, can't save him. And then through the movie, this black kid,
I wasn't gonna do it.
Keeps like appearing and giving him like messages.
Yeah. The dirt is poison. Sour or whatever.
But there's no the kid was it happened right after he died, so he hadn't been buried in that earth.
Yeah, they do all kinds of things that mean
stupid. What
nothing.
was Ken Gar's excuse for that stupid?
Well, he was just saying like, no, he was warning it. I'm like, but okay, so this guy,
how?
Yeah, so this guy doesn't believe in anything, and so now he's being tested. He doesn't believe in the afterlife, and so now there's this. I mean, he was an ER doctor. I'm sure he's seen a lot of people die. This is, this ain't his first rodeo, and so. Now all of a sudden he's being haunted because he moved to this town. What is the significance of this town? Why is that happening? That's never explored. And again, I said this to you. I don't need everything spoon-fed to me. However, a little bit would be nice. Just a little. Or just some
consistency. Or
yes.
For things to make sense.
Why are ghosts haunting this guy? Why would he do that? It doesn't make a lick of sense to have the ghost doing that. Unless you switch it up to where the daughter dies, he's in turmoil. John Lithgow has previously shown him that the cat comes back, right? And he's struggling with it. And it's been days, and now the black kid comes into his ER, and he tries to save his life, and he doesn't. And since he's already cracking under the pressure, in his mind, the kid comes back to life and starts telling him, don't do what you think you're going to do. And then there's a warning. But he was warning him before there was even a reason to warn him.
Yeah.
So the kid's destined to die?
Fuck that movie.
Why? That doesn't make any sense.
And by the way, we're not saying any spoilers for this because the movie's shit and you shouldn't see it.
Yeah, you shouldn't see it.
But I'm going to tell you how it ends. So basically, the daughter's a zombie. She kills the mom. The mom she drags the mom, buries her in the dirt. She becomes a zombie. The dad gets murdered by the mom. He becomes a zombie. And they're all walking back to the house where they had put their son in a car to keep him safe. And the son sees them coming back as zombies. So they're about to kill him and make the son a zombie. But then it just ends.
Yep. And also, this is one of those movies I'll put in the category of the trailer is better than the movie.
Oh yeah.
Trailer better than the movie. I love that trailer.
Oh yeah. I was excited.
Don't. Oh,
Yeah.
don't. Like there's all kinds of cool there is really cool editing in that trailer to make you think this is what this movie is going to be like, and they might as well have just made it as like a Lifetime TV movie because
They shouldn't have
nothing
made it.
scary happens.
I want to go watch the original now.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it forever.
Me either.
I don't even remember anything of it. But so we'll put this as part of our shitty movie reviews on a 1 to 3. What do you give it?
It's a 1. I was thoroughly disappointed.
Same level
with
as
it.
Bug.
Yeah, same level as Bug because okay.
I'd give it a 2.
Bug's annoying because it's rambly and
It's
boring.
fucking-
This wasn't boring. It was just confounding, and because
I'm saying confounding.
you know what? It was contorting, a lot like the
that chick's
sister.
back.
Yeah. So I would also agree that it's a 2 because it's not bad enough. It's not Bug enough, but it's also not
Yeah.
something other than that. So I would say right now, Pet Sematary 2 out of 3, and that's a 1 to 10 scale.
Yeah. Also, when I was in Tempe, so I'm trying to think how to say this. So we're waiting for, I think it was the second show to start, and I won't say the person's name, but I see somebody in line that is you would say a celebrity.
Oh,
So we're like, oh fuck, and so I go and I tell the other guys, is like, hey, celebrity over there is here at the show, and they're like, oh really? And then they look and they go, oh fuck, that's crazy.
is it Dog the Bounty Hunter?
No.
Can we say it's Dog the Bounty Hunter?
Sure, we'll
Okay,
say
cool.
it's not Dog the Bounty Hunter, but somebody just edits this so all you hear is that me saying it's Dog the Bounty Hunter, and then he's like, what the fuck?
So from here on out,
We'll say Dog the Bounty
the Bounty Hunter was in.
So
line.
the dog the Bounty Hunter. So anyways, I'm hosting, so I don't address Dog the Bounty Hunter because I figure he doesn't want people to know he's there,
Right.
As a celebrity or whatever.
Sure.
And I don't really look at him too much when I'm performing. He
is weird to look at.
He was sitting in the back, but they moved him to the very very front middle,
Right.
1 seat, 2 seat. He's in the 3rd seat, so he's dead center, right in the front. Right.
Okay.
I do my set. Amir does his set. Paul does his set. Everybody does great, right? And now we're outside afterwards. We're doing the meet and greet. Thank you, everybody, for coming. And Dog the Bounty Hunter comes out and is telling us, oh, man, you guys are so good, blah, blah, blah. And proceeds to tell us, yeah, I'm doing stand-up now. And we're like, oh, really? He goes, yeah, I've been doing it like
God.
about a year. Oh, dude, that's great. I have 3 hours of material.
Oh, Dog.
So when he says he has 3 hours of material, my reaction, oh, that's great.
Sure you do.
So we got done and we're talking like, oh yeah, he's a nice dude, and he had mentioned the 3 hours to all of us, and we're like, he doesn't have fucking 3 hours of material, right?
No, he doesn't.
So Amir and I are back at the place we're staying, and I get a call from Paul, and he says, yo, check this out. I wish I could read it. He goes, yo, check this out. It just hit me like a ton of bricks. And I'm like, what the fuck? I go, what? He goes, dude, Dog the Bounty Hunter was there stealing bits and premises. The whole time I was on stage, he kept going into his phone, and I thought it was rude that he was texting. He was writing, he goes, he did it during your set, he did it during Amir's. He's writing premises or jokes. He's stealing jokes. That's how he has 3 hours of material. And I'm like, no, fuck it. So then I go online to see Dog the Bounty Hunter's stand-up, and it's not good. It's awful. And Paul says he's looked at him being interviewed, and he's like, he's not funny. Like, even in, like, radio interviews that he's trying to be, he's not funny. And Paul's like, he's like, I'm 100% sure. Then he goes, maybe 90%, but I'm really positive. And so Paul's like, I'm going to talk to Burr and see what his thoughts are. Because what can you do? Amir was going to email or message him on Instagram and just accuse him. I'm like, fucking pump your brakes. Like,
Boy, he really loves to throw his foot in his mouth, doesn't he?
He's a big dummy, but we love him.
Wow.
yeah,
I got to
so-
know who Dog the Bounty Hunter is. Also, he might just be taking notes He might
True.
just be sitting there. I mean, devil's advocate and all.
Yeah.
I would benefit of the doubt because we haven't seen him do anything
Right.
quite yet.
Exactly, which was what I was telling Amir. And Amir was like, hey, I'm going to ask him if I can, I'm going to message him on Instagram and be like, hey, can I get your number? And then Carl will be like, hey, man, I'm like, you're going to just.
Hey, man, you
fucking
taking my
idiot.
shit? You just see Dog on stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got a guitar.
Oh.
He doesn't even play, but he somehow has these. I knew that joke was going to bomb.
Dog, I'm 6'8", weigh about too much.
That would be great if he just did a variation of different people's. He's like a potluck of comedy. God, that'd be great.
So that was an interesting.
He wouldn't even need to do. You know what? I think if you're gonna steal, especially if you're a celebrity starting in stand-up, let me give you some tips. Celebrity starting stand-up. If you're gonna steal, just listen to old stand-up comedy, because there's no way anyone's gonna know. There's no carbon footprint as far as that's concerned. So just listen to old bits and then just do it like it's your shit. You'll never get caught.
But don't be a white comic listening to Pryor and then just dropping N-bombs.
Yeah. That's not surprising. A lot of celebrities who turn to stand-up, I'm sure, are they either need writers because this is a new thing for them and they're realizing how hard it is, or they're 3 hours of material guy. And also, if he's not stealing, let's say he's not stealing, you have heard that before from a comic who's just started a year ago.
Oh,
now,
God. I've heard that from comics that are 2 weeks in.
Yeah, I have 3 hours of material. You hear it. Shit, at one point, you'll hear comics and they'll be like, I should be headlining. They should be headlining this club. And it's like, nobody fucking knows who you are. It's like, I'm funnier than this guy. Yeah, but that's not how ticket sales work. Do you know how to act? They're not just going to make you Shazam. Yeah. You got to be Chuck
I love
first.
That's the fucking movie you went to.
You got to be Chuck.
Not Godfather or fucking.
No, you got to be Chuck.
Yeah.
And then you got to fall off for a bit. And then you got to be gone. And then you got to be Shazam. Yeah. You can't just go, I want to be an actor. Hey, can I be Shazam? I'm obviously better than Zachary Levi. I'm just still stuck on Shazam.
And the thing is, this Dog the Bounty Hunter guy he could have 3 hours maybe of like just telling stories of movies and TV shows and fill the time that way. So I don't know.
And if that's the case, then we all have 3 hours of material.
Yeah.
And just go up there and just start pontificating about nothing.
I'm curious what may happen of this, but it's documented here. And if it does happen, then I can be like, Dog the Bounty Hunter was
a thief.
Yeah.
And the guy. What if it's Zachary Levi?
It's Amir. Oh, dude. And when I just posted the video today from when I was out there. Uh-huh. Every time we were walking to the Tempe Improv, down below there was a little fucking little small store or storefront, I guess you'd say. And there was all these just beautiful girls in there, right? Uh-huh. And we're like, what the fuck is it? The place is called... I think it's called the Selfie or the Center or something.
The Selfie Center?
It might be. That might be what it's called. You know what it is?
It's a place. It's a center for selfies?
Yeah.
There they go and they take selfies?
Yeah.
So they walk in. Do they use their own phones?
That I don't know. Because we
didn't walk in?
Oh, no, hold on. So we kept walking by there. So finally one day I walked in there and I was like, I go, first of all, can I record this? And she goes, yeah. I go, what is this place? And so I go, is this just a place for people to take selfies? And she goes, yeah, actually we have 20 experiences. And so next time I'm out there, I'm going to go in and I'm going to document the whole thing. I'm going to do it.
Can we go? Can I go? I want to take a bunch of selfies.
And I was like, you've got to be shitting me. And then I posted it today and I was like, our society is doomed.
Man, there was the thing on the Firefest documentary about those people that will rent out space on a private jet, and then people will go pay for that space and have a bunch of portraits taken of them on a private jet. They're not going anywhere.
Keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah, they're just exactly. It's fake it till you make it, but you're trying to wonder, well, what are you trying to make it to?
Yeah.
What are you trying to be? You know?
Oh God.
Like I want to be on a private jet like anybody, but I'm not gonna pretend to be on a private jet. Well, you know how people are gonna know you're full of shit. Like if I walked into a theater and just go, I'm doing this, I'm doing the Paramount.
Yeah. I'm going to take a picture of myself in front of Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
It'll say Bill Burr up there. I just fucking Photoshop it out.
Yeah, or it'll say the Knicks.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's me.
Yeah.
I'm Kane. That's how I spell my name.
Yeah.
K-N-I.
Oh, it's because it's backwards. So,
Yeah, Kane backwards looks like Knicks. So.
Also, I wanted to tell you, I found another thing watching. So we saw Us again. Me,
Doing
Paul,
what?
and Amir. What?
Doing what?
Say what?
You saw us doing what?
What'd you do?
I don't know. You said you just saw us again. I'm like,
Who'd you see?
No. What did you see?
The movie Us.
Why do you got to ruin it?
Because I can't let you get it. So me, Paul, and Amir go to the movie. And I found a new thing in there that tipped me off another additional clue on it. I'm not going to say spoiler because
On Us?
if you haven't seen it on... Say what? I'm not going to say spoiler what?
Spoiler alert?
I'm not going to say spoiler. And what'd you say?
I said us. We're talking about us?
Me and you? I always wonder, like, somebody that's coming to this podcast for the first time, like, if this is their first day, they were like, are these guys, like, off? What's wrong with these dudes?
I would like to think that somebody comes in and, like, either these guys have really good chemistry or their chemistry is shit and they just haven't stopped doing the show yet.
They are dumb.
They just don't know how to not do a bad show or do a good show. They just suck. This is the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
This is what you pay $0 or
Yeah, you get what you pay for.
Unless you join
Except
the
for
Patreon.
Kev.
Old Kev.
Kev.
Join the Patreon.
This is that grade A shit.
Join the Patreon.
So as we're watching the movie, first of all, we're great seats.
Sure.
Front right, pretty girl with
Ooh.
pretty confident gay friend.
Oh.
And he would not shut the fuck up. And I was just, at one point I was like, Jesus Christ, shut the fuck up, right? You know how I get.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just happy. Paul's sitting next to me. And Paul, kindred spirit, he goes, at one point he goes, Jesus, this guy fucking serious? I was like, yes, someone that gets it.
Yes.
Shut the fuck up in the movies.
Yes.
Fuck, it's so annoying. But this is what I recognized watching it this time is two things. So remember in the movie when they have the scene where she's ballet dancing and it keeps going back and forth and back and forth. That is the moment she got untethered. Because she talks about that's when she saw God and all that, and that's when people realized she was different. And if you watch the dancing, because everybody else was tethered, right? And that's how she got untethered at that point. And also,
Oh my God. So then, okay.
Yeah.
Also, go say you're also.
because she also talks about like that's when she realized she was, or everybody realized she was different. That's when she saw God. That's what she says to her, and when she's giving her that speech. And if you watch when there's dancing, it's like she's doing the movements, but she's also almost like fighting the movements.
Right.
Now, here's gonna fucking blow your mind. You know how like, and this will just go to prove that the suns were switched at some point, because the sun is the only one that can control his tether, right?
Right. He syncs back up with the sun.
I don't think he synced up with him. I think it's that it was so recent that he had switched that he was still tethered to him. Oh. That it was less than like a year ago.
Right.
Because he can do all that shit, he walks backwards. The tether walks backwards.
Wow. So you got to think.
So much shit in that movie.
So you got to think too. Okay.
Amir found one thing too that I didn't recognize.
What?
Remember when the white lady? Whoa. The white lady's on the beach and she's like, "I got a little something done. See, right?" Well, when you see the tether later, before she cuts her face, she has a scar on her face from plastic surgery.
Oh, shit, that's right. Oh, my God. You're right.
Jordan Peele is a fucking genius.
Yeah.
The level of detail
Yes.
that he has crossed every T and dotted every I.
God damn it, dude. That is fucking great. That is so... Man.
I love Jordan Peele. I'm put in the universe. I want to be in a Jordan Peele movie.
I also want to be in a Jordan Peele
I'll be
movie.
the fucking white evil person,
White
whatever.
devil.
Yeah, I can really pull that off. No, that's a...
So you got to think that at some point there had to be a thing where she had to teach the other tethers how to get
untethered.
How to get untethered.
Yes.
So that, which is why it took so long to immobilize everybody and get them. Which means that, oh, you know what that also means, and I don't know why it didn't occur to me until this moment, but it says at the beginning of the movie, there are tunnels throughout all of America. So that means that the tunnels don't just stop in that little thing. They spread throughout America. I don't know why I didn't think of it. For some reason, I just thought it was all confined within that little thing.
No, it just so happens that was the location where they swapped.
Yes. And I love, you know what, I love the idea that, I mean, because obviously the government is trying to control our thoughts through advertisements and food. Why wouldn't they? I mean, that's such a genius. Like the conspiracy theory out there that the government is trying to control us through any means possible so we stay compliant, right? Unless you are in power, then you're the one that's making the experiments. The fucking fact that they figured out cloning, I just love this movie. They figure out in this world, in the world of us, which is our world.
Me and you?
We high five. They figured out how to clone, and they cloned these people, and then they somehow figured out how to tether a mind. I don't know how they do that. That's like in some Inception shit. And then they break. I just love that. I'm really just breaking the movie down, but I just love that idea that she now has to go, all right, I'm free. All right, you guys need to also, you got to fight the fucking...
Yeah, teach him or whatever, train him.
So now we can go up and be ourselves. Dude, I still think about the lady from Handmaid's Tale.
And she laughs.
When she laughs and nothing comes out. She looks fucking terrifying.
And also Lupita when she does that, like that fucking Joker smile thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, God. There was a girl that I have asthma. She got makeup.
And the little girl is so fucking good. Yeah. I mean, dude.
No eyebrows. The human takes off running, and then she's just like stretching, giving herself a nice head start.
Oh, the movie's so great. Also, talking with Paul, so I guess Versi's a, which I love, he's a conspiracy theory guy. He loves them just like we love them, you know?
Yeah.
And he was saying he had gone down a rabbit hole, which I hadn't heard about this, but he went down a rabbit hole about time travel. And now I want to go in look into it. But he said there was two guys, and one of them could be a nut job, but the other one seemed very legit, like scientist or whatever.
Too legit to quit?
No, he still works.
Oh, okay. That's good.
And they, the one that was very legit, like Hammer, he basically was saying that they said the same date that in, I think it's 2028, it's going to be revealed, and they both said that year for some reason. That we have been able to time travel. And I was telling him the theory that this kid Josh had told me way back when I worked at Yahoo, that one of the theories is that aliens are actually humans from the future evolved, and UFOs are actually time machines, and they're coming back to present day to try and fix shit. Roswell,
New Mexico, and that whole thing.
What about it?
You don't know about Roswell?
No, I do, but what do you mean?
Well, when there's supposedly the first alien spaceship crash lands.
51?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all that shit. So that's not aliens. That's us.
Oh, it's a time machine that would have been crashed. Yeah. That's one of the theories. Yeah.
Ooh.
and that aliens are just humans evolved in the future.
But they're wearing like fucking shit on their head to make them look like aliens. Like they have like they got something from a Halloween store, and it's got like little like bug antenna on their head, but it's just like a head dressing. It's just like part of a costume. And they wear like a gray suit. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean?
I just wanted to go. You just keep going. Yeah, no. Yeah, and then Paul told me something about, and I don't know if it's the same thing I found, but he said that at some point somebody appeared in New York that was wearing like old school clothes. I don't know from what year. I don't know when this took place, but he made it sound like it was like a known thing, and I'd never heard about it. But supposedly some guy was like walking around New York, like, let's say he was wearing like Revolutionary War clothes. I don't know if that's the time period or what, but he's wearing like old clothes and was like just confused and everything. And then I don't know if he got hit by a car or something, but he died. And then the artifacts on him and all the stuff actually dated from the time that he was dressed.
What?
Yeah, and he was saying it to me like it was just like a known thing, and I was like, what? So I want to look that up. I'm going to text him and be like, yo, what's the shit about that?
Okay, so the next Wednesday episode we're going to be doing, you and I are going to be looking up.
Yes.
And going into it.
We got to record it on Sunday or Monday because Tuesday I'm leaving for the road.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Where you go? Yeah, so we're going to be doing, and send in your
dick pics.
Dick pics. And then why can't I think of the thing? Why can't I think of the word?
Is that racist?
What is that? What am I?
Movies?
No. Send in your conspiracy theories.
Jesus.
You silly goose. What are you doing over there? Don't be fresh. Hey, so yeah.
Like Doug?
I have a thought. It's not really.
Hey, dude. Congrats,
Thank
man.
you. I appreciate
finally.
it. So anyway, so let's get into that.
I wish you would forget your thought right now. Lost it.
I've told you my theory about how there's no heaven, but we just repeat our life. After we die, we just start over.
I don't know if you have.
Do you know about this theory that's out there? I thoroughly believe it.
Okay, my buddy Josh, the same one that told me the UFO, he told me, I'm going to butcher this theory, but he said that supposedly everything we're doing, we've done millions of times.
Yes.
And that there's a certain date or time where everything resets and it goes back. And then it goes through it again, and it gets to that same date, and then it resets, and it keeps going. And he was telling me supposedly the theory is that the governments, everybody in the know this date, and they're trying to fix it to where we break through that, and it doesn't reset. But it keeps resetting. That's what deja vu is.
Right. Yeah. I've had that.
Right, me. You didn't know that.
I kneue that.
Go on.
I didn't know about the government thing or that there was a date that was reset. That's very interesting. However, I have felt in my heart of hearts since I was a young kid. Because when you go to church and you hear about the God aspect.
The God, yeah.
You hear about there's a God,
Jesus.
and then this group of people, they believe in a different God, and then this group of people, they believe in a whole other God.
Ask not what your God can do for you.
Ask not who can pass the mashed potatoes to you, but who can pass
the
mashed potatoes to someone. That's
all right, go on.
Brian Regan bit. Anyway, yes, you hear about the God thing. And you're like, you either accept it 100%. That's the only thing that makes sense to you. So that's how you live your life. I heard it and I was like, nope, I don't buy it. It doesn't matter how much church you try and shove down my throat. My brain will not accept the information. And then someone was telling me what deja vu is and how they just and nothing made more sense to me in my entire life than the idea that we just start over again. And now we have to keep going. And then I watched True Detective Season 1 again, and they talk about that in the show. Russ Cole goes over talking.
Well, I mean, if True Detective.
I mean, honestly, let's be true.
Yeah.
But he was saying that, that time is a flat circle.
Okay.
you have to, and we just go around and around and around. And the only reason that we die is because death exists, and he created humans, so he had something to kill.
Who's he?
Death.
Death created
Death is like, if you're thinking about a living entity out there, other than God, death is the only living entity in the world that like controls things.
What would be the opposite of death? Because you have
There is
to have
there's no yin and yang.
There you have to.
No, you don't have to.
There is of everything.
Why would you? Not for this. Why would you need a opposite to that?
Because
death grows life, so it can kill it.
What is it? Equal and opposite. There's opposite.
No, not always.
I totally fucking. Anybody that knows the actual saying is like, these guys are really dense.
I mean, we are stupid.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting.
We'll be the first to tell you.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think. That,
I mean, Kane's much stupider. Is that even the right word?
Fucking Kane's much. Oh no.
Yeah.
I hope I get
much
all the way.
dumber, more dumb. Ooh. Really are such idiots.
Well, I mean, we are dumb, and we're not going to sit here and say we're experts on anything. However,
Except being dumb.
Yeah. However, fight me on this. I think that we start over, and that, and I think we become aware of it the more often we start over. I think we just start to rotate. Once you rotate again, you're like, okay, I've done this before. Deja vu seems to happen a lot. I have deja vu all the time. I don't think I go at least 2 weeks without having deja vu, and it fucks me up.
Well, there's a lot of scientists. Like, I think
there?
Yeah. There's a lot that I think even Neil deGrasse Tyson believes this, but that we're living in a Matrix type situation.
Sure, that makes sense.
And deja vu is like a scramble in the Matrix.
Yeah, glitch in the Matrix. Sure, I don't like the Matrix idea though, because that doesn't feel right to me. I just don't like it.
But a death entity does?
Yes.
That there's no opposite of?
Oh, I like how
and a flat circle round and around.
What do you believe in?
A fucking record player?
What do you believe in?
I don't know.
Well, then
know.
you don't even have a leg to stand on. And if you did, it would probably be cut off.
One thing Neil deGrasse had said about, and I'd heard him say something like that where...
I didn't do it? What up?
Do what?
Sexual harassment lawsuit that he's in the middle of.
Oh.
Keep referencing that guy. What do you hate women?
Yeah. I don't know if it was him or somebody else, but basically the idea is that we're energy.
Ooh.
And energy doesn't just disappear.
Sure.
So like when you die, your energy goes into the universe and it continues on.
Absolutely.
But I don't know if that's a soul or what.
I got a morbid question for you.
Oh God. And I fucking hate the idea of death. Like, death is terrifying to me.
Stop being so scared. Just accept it.
Like, the idea of just the most terrifying thing is that you just die and that's it.
Yeah.
And you're fucking worm food.
I love that.
What?
That is so much more comforting.
What?
That is.
You love it?
Yes.
Why would you? Okay, I can understand that you're like, I believe that, and that makes sense to me, but love it? Why would you love the idea that...
I love that is because it's so much more comforting to know that. To just know, instead of sitting here banging my head against the fucking wall, going like, oh, God, it's just going to stop. Like... when I got punched in the face, right, I was fucking gone. I didn't know it. I was just out. That's how, and when I woke up, I was like, what is happening? But all I could think about was the moment I'm sitting there arguing with this guy. There's a moment where I'm alive and my life is utter shit.
Well, that's great if that's how you die.
Right.
But what if you die like this, where you're like, oh, fuck. Oh, and then for like the next hour, you're like, I'm gonna fucking die!
Yeah, that's horrible. Yeah. I wouldn't want to go out.
I want to die in my sleep.
Yeah, 100%.
I am not a proud man.
No, but I've never been, again, and that's all I could think about, because the doctor was like, if he was an inch higher,
God.
He could have killed you. That's how hard he hit you.
Damn it.
And
why must he have shitty aim?
Did you lose money?
Yeah. The second round. Fuck.
But I couldn't stop thinking about it, and all I could think about was the blackness.
The nothingness.
Yeah, just
wait. The what?
All I could think about was the black guy from Pet Sematary.
Oh, dude. I just heard, all I could think about was the black. And I was like, whoa,
But
dude.
the darkness, the blackness, the whatever, the void of life. There's a time where I'm on the ground and everybody thinks I'm dead. That's how hard he hit me and how fast I went down. And everyone's scrambling to see if I'm all right. Apparently, from what people have told me, nobody touched me because they were so in shock that it even happened. And they were convinced I was dead.
Jesus.
And then they finally started to like try and wake me up. And then I finally like fucking started
They're
opening my
smacking your
eyes.
jaw. Come on, come on, fucking. That's probably what made it worse.
Yeah. That's what broke it.
Yeah,
Is them
yeah.
going, it's just that little
Mitch,
bit.
come on, fucking just smacking the shit out of you.
But that moment of darkness, so like I'm, because I spent a lot of time after that with my jaw wired shut, drinking my meals, and I would just think about the blackness, and I was really comforted by it. Just the idea that like, oh yeah, so if it does happen, it's over. I didn't go into any dream.
What's your theory on like ghosts or like
Ghosts?
visions or spirits visiting?
See-
like my grandmother had one of my grandfather.
Right, and I've had when my
Say
dad.
something about my grandfather. I'll fucking
Well,
go on.
I mean, your grandpa was a piece of shit. Idiot.
What?
I don't know how to turn that
out of
into a
it.
compliment. Let me try that.
No, no, go on.
Your grandpa was the best man. So anyway, my dad went into a coma. He had pneumonia.
I thought you guys lived in Renton.
Well, we lived pretty close to Tacoma.
Okay.
And but he was in Puyallup and he had pneumonia, and then he went into a coma.
Thank God it was the new one and not the old one.
Yeah. So anyway,
I would love it if it just ended the story right there. Oh fuck!
I thought you guys lived
People
in
would be
Renton.
like, "What is wrong with these two?"
Well, that would be very appropriate to end the show like that if we
Oh,
were just
God.
like talking about
And
how,
like Pet Cemetery.
yeah, ugh, gross.
So your pops had a coma in Tacoma.
He had a coma.
Yeah.
You were diagnosed with a coma. He's asleep. So they had due to a medically induced coma. They put him in the ICU, and they thought he was gonna die, and he was in a coma for a month, maybe longer than that, and then they finally like woke him up, and then he became aware, and he was like, yeah, I went up to heaven, and I saw your grandmother, and he saw her when she was
Young.
when she was like
Did you
25.
try and fuck? Sorry.
I like how you were like,
Sorry,
don't say
I know,
one mean word about my grandfather.
Well, I mean, technically it's a compliment. Maybe you had a hot grandmother. I mean, maybe we'd all want a piece.
Jesus Christ. My grandmother was a saint, but she did have 2 sons. Keep them close, Nana.
Fuck.
I love that lady. Anyway,
So did a lot of people.
I mean, she did get married twice, 3 times. She was married 3 times. Oh,
She had the good nana, the good punana. All right. This is
anyway,
awful. All
this
right.
is terrible. Anyway, my grandma Sue is a lovely lady. Anyway, so yeah, he said he saw her when she was young, and then he was like, "I want to be up here with you," and she said, "No, you're not. It's not your time yet." And then that's when he.
That's crazy.
But he said it was for a second. He was in a coma for a month. He said like, "I remember I'm going out. It was like a second, and now I'm up."
I mean, and there's like stories of like Sam Kinison when he died.
Uh-huh.
Do you know about that? Mm-mm. He was in a car accident.
He's
and
dead?
Yeah, he was a car accident, and I think he was with his brother, and his brother like on the street, on the road. I think they were coming back from Vegas, and he was like talking to him, and Sam like was just looking up, and I guess he goes, he said something like, "I don't want to go," or something like that, and then he just goes, "Okay, all right," and then closed his eyes and fucking was gone.
Whoa.
Yeah, they talk about it on this documentary.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you want your funeral to be? Do you want to
Never to happen.
Well, if you die
Oof.
tomorrow, let's say,
I would want a
big coffin. Get it?
Yeah, what's weird is I was cremated too.
It's like when you're digging a hole and you have to put the mound somewhere.
Yeah, that's fucking Jesus.
Make a sandcastle out of you.
A real actual castle.
Like the old one the Hollingsworths built out in Ireland. Remember that castle you went to? But it's made out of your dead body.
I would probably want I'd want like a roast, but nobody can roast me because I'm dead and I can't rebut. But I want you to go up and everybody roast each other.
We can't roast you. That's
I'm
bullshit.
dead. I can't fucking fire back.
So what?
Or this. How about this?
All right.
Everybody can roast me, but then I'll pick you.
Uh-huh.
You represent me, and then you have to defend me.
Okay.
As me, and you get to you fucking scorch earth.
Done.
At the end.
I'm gonna buy a sumo suit.
That's actually also what they called your grandmother.
Your name was Sue?
Yeah, sumo suit. Oh fuck!
I'm gonna just oh god, your roast would be great. Get one of your fucking caddy hats,
dressed as me.
and then I'm just gonna get back in the day.
The pencil earrings.
Yep, early 2000s, Jay.
Oh,
Nice big fucking button-up shirt.
okay, we get it. All right. What do you want at your funeral?
I want to be cremated. A roast sounds nice, but you already picked that. But
I mean, you
then
can do the same thing.
again, yeah, a roast would be nice. I don't know. I kind of like. I mean, again, I'm gone, so the people that want to mourn, you really don't have any control over that. It's like the people that want to mourn you or come over.
And if there's a possibility that people can clone you, yes.
Yeah, clone me.
Take some cells and fucking do it.
Yeah, clone me.
I gotta pee, but we gotta do. Is that racist? You said you had a good one.
Okay.
You want to start? Yell it. I gotta pee. And
You're gonna want to hear this story.
Okay.
So let's pause it.
No, don't.
Oh, okay.
It's recording.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, well then I guess I can just keep you guys. Let's sit. I'm gonna look up some more conspiracy theories. Right. This is called
the New York thing.
New York. I can't type. So this is my own segment called New York Time Traveler Theory. All right, it's pulling up. Hold on. The human brain is a time traveler. Well, that's not what I thought it was, but hold on. Let's just pull this up. Let's read this while he's out there taking a big, long piss. Okay. This is for all of you people who believe the human brain is a time traveler. All right, hurry up. Randy Buckner was a graduate student at Washington University in St. Louis in 1991 when he stumbled across one of the most important discoveries of modern brain science. For Buckner, as for many of his peers, during the early 90s, the discovery was so counterintuitive that it took years to recognize its significance. Buckner's lab, run by the neuroscientists Marcus Reichel and Stephen Peterson, was exploring what the new technology of PET scanning could show about the connection between language and memory in the human brain. The promise of the PET machine lay in how it measured blood flow to different parts of the brain, allowing researchers for the first time to see detailed neural activity, not just anatomy. In Buckner's study, the subjects were asked to recall words from a memorized list. By tracking where the brain was consuming the most energy during the task, Buckner and his colleagues hoped to understand which parts of the brain were engaged in that kind of memory. But there was a catch.
Right.
Different regions of the brain vary wildly in how much energy they consume, no matter what the brain is doing. If you ask someone to do mental math while scanning her brain in a PET machine, you won't learn anything.
What is this conspiracy thing about?
That the brain itself is a time traveler.
Oh, fuck.
So you won't learn anything from the scan on its own because the subtle changes that reflect the mental math task will be drowned out by the broader patterns of blood flow throughout the brain. To see specific regions activated by a specific task.
Is this a Wikipedia article?
No.
What is this?
It's from the New York Times.
Sweet. Somebody can go read it. All right, let's get on to the next thing.
I mean,
We got to get the is that racist?
Okay. Is that racist?
You said you have a story.
Is that racist?
It's the we might have to come up with a different name because there's actually a podcast called That's Racist or Is That Racist or something.
Hey, that's racist. No. Hey, is that hey? What do you know? That was racist.
I mean, it's just a segment. Maybe we could just keep it with Is That Racist?
Well, whatever. If you guys think of a better segment, this one, I mean,
Racist fucks?
man, racist as fuck.
All right. White devils?
Yeah, white devils discuss racism. Anyway.
But in this segment, Is That Racist is where two straight white males try and talk about racial topics, issues.
Racial topics or any kind of topics where somebody's being persecuted in some way.
Or just race related without getting canceled.
Gender related.
Without ruining our careers.
Yeah. We're going to do our best.
So what is this story?
Okay, so I'm
White?
I'm white. So
Native American?
This is secondhand. Okay?
Okay.
And I'm going to try and tell it in the best way possible.
Oh man.
So there's an important lesson to be learned for headliners.
Okay.
Always watch the feature
Yeah.
to see what they're doing.
Yeah.
In this particular time, the headliner did watch the features one showed Thursday and both shows
Is this something
Friday.
recently?
This happened pretty recently,
Okay.
I think. Watch the feature set Thursday, Friday, both shows Friday. So the feature's a black guy.
Okay.
He has a joke where he calls himself that N-word with a hard R at the back end.
Jesus. All
Okay.
right. Here's where we get on the shaky ground
Okay,
telling the
so
story.
here we
All
go.
right.
So here we go. So I think that's how he ends his set, or it's one of the bigger parts
He's like,
of
I'm
his
that
set.
N-word or something.
Yeah,
something
I'm
to
that N-word.
Okay.
And so the headliner gets up,
White guy?
white guy,
Right?
white headliner.
Oh boy.
White headliner gets up and he goes, how about a hand for that N-word, and says the word. And the crowd went wild. They loved it.
Okay.
You with me so far?
Yeah.
Loved it.
I'm uncomfortable already.
They loved it Thursday.
Oh
They
boy.
loved it
Oh,
Friday.
I know where this is going.
They loved it Friday
So wait.
late
Just,
show.
wait. Just to recap. So they loved it Thursday when the headliners saw the set.
Yes.
They loved it Friday, both shows, when the headliners saw the set. Okay, go on.
Saturday rolls around.
Yes.
Apparently, there's one person in this room who doesn't love it so much, and that's the feature. So the feature decides he's not doing the joke.
Oh, yes.
Headliner doesn't
Oh my
watch
God.
the set, goes on stage and says, how about a hand for that N-word?
Oh my God.
Dead silence.
Oh my God.
Silence so deafening, it's louder than people screaming and hollering. And I have never been happier to hear a story.
First of all, why the fuck is he saying it?
I would never roll the dice on that ever in my life. It just, why? But he thought, I'm a comic. That's funny. It's funny to come out of me.
It would have been. It would still would have been funny if he was like, "Give it up for that guy right there, good guy." I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah.
That would have got a great reaction too.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Right. Brutal. And then
Good.
yeah, exactly. So funny. And then I got so jealous of the black guy because there's nothing in my act where I can do that to somebody. I can't. I would. You know how badly I want to ruin some headliner set sometimes. And like if I had a thing that could do that, I've never been more jealous of another comic. It's like Netflix special, and then that bit.
So what happened? Well, first of all, by the way, totally agree with the feature, the black dude that's like
100%.
not comfortable with it.
Yeah, exactly. And then he decided, fuck this guy.
Good.
And I loved it. That's great. He's not going to take it on the chin.
So what happened?
Great question. I also had that question, and I heard this story secondhand from Kelsey, and Kelsey has a horrible habit of never asking follow-up questions.
But when she's talking to you, she'll ask 1,000 questions.
I don't understand it.
I don't understand.
She hears. You and I are very similar.
Yes.
You know, there's more information that's there because you can see the story play out afterwards.
Yeah. How do you not be like, oh fuck? So then what happened?
Right. I don't understand that. She just takes the story. She just goes, hump, and then that's it. And she doesn't have any more follow-up questions. So I would love to answer you, Jay, but
Do you know
I
who
don't know.
These comics are? Don't say them. Obviously.
Yeah.
Okay. Follow up on the next podcast. That's your assignment.
Okay.
That's your homework. Oh fuck.
Yeah, she did it again. She had another great story that involved comedy, where the comedy club owner, one of the comics was getting heckled and being flipped off by somebody in the audience. So the comic counters back by flipping off the person. So then he leaves the stage, and then that table gets up, comes after him. So then he fucking runs away because it's a group of guys coming to probably whoop the shit out of him. So he bounces, comes back to the club the next day, and his time is cut. And the club owner, and he goes to talk to the club owner, and the club owner's like, "Oh, well, you made those people leave." And it's like, "You mean the people that heckled me and then chased after me?" And they're like, "Yeah, they left." And they would have. They're like, "Oh, okay. Well, did I force them out of the club prematurely, and then they didn't pay their bill? Is that why you're mad at me?"
Wait, did you tell me this story where you wanted him to pay what they would have?
Yeah. So she goes. Well, did they leave and not settle their bill? And the owner of the comedy club's like, they settled the bill. Okay, so what's the problem? What's the big deal?
That was somebody that it happened to somebody somebody was telling us
recently.
Who was it that was telling us? Ricardo?
No, I was telling you.
Oh,
I was telling you this because this is another story I heard from Kelsey. Kelsey's telling me this story, and I'm like, I'm hanging on every word. And then she goes, "No, they paid the bill, but they would have stayed and bought more drinks and more food had you not made them leave. So you can have your 30 minutes back if you want to pay for the drinks they would have paid for." And I was shocked, and I had a follow-up question. I had several follow-up questions. Did he do the set? Did he do longer than the set? Did he do the set that she put on the timesheet? Did he tell her to go fuck herself? Did he just leave? What happened? Oh, I don't know. Oof. Why? Why don't you want to know more information? That's my worthless of the week. Is Kelsey not wanting to know more about things? Why not? I like to learn.
I would be flabbergasted if that happened to me at a club.
That would be flaptastic if we could figure out who that was and where it was. What happened? Where was it? Oh, God. I mean, sometimes it's cold. I feel very Burbank.
You're stupid. That's your worthless. My worthless is fucking Amir does this, and anybody that is driving and on Facebook texting or playing games or puts on YouTube, which are all fucking things Amir was doing as we're driving 80 miles an hour back from fucking Arizona. And I'm like, I'm going to post it tomorrow. I have video. I'm like, you're fucking insane. Focus on the road, you dummy.
Wait a minute. Oh, while he's driving.
He's driving.
He's like posting.
He's driving. He has his phone over here, and he's logging into Facebook, looking and scrolling the timeline. What the fuck are you doing? I'm in the car with you.
Yeah.
Fucking focus on the road.
Oh, my God. That's so frustrating.
Oh.
Get a thing. People who don't have a thing to put their
he has phone. A thing.
Oh, my God.
He took it off. The GPS is here, takes it off, puts it over here, driving, Facebook, over here looking on Facebook. Then, dude, I'm like, and I took my phone out of my car and I go, put your fucking phone away.
Oh, dude, you know what I saw the other day that made me smile?
Two guys sucking. Oh, go ahead.
Sucking on stage. I was sitting in traffic, and I'm in the middle lane, and right next to me, turn lane, right? And turn lane gets a green light, and I'm sitting at a stop or at a red light. Car goes, except for this car, which is right next to me, a little far ahead. And then behind that car, and it's just these two. And I notice that the car in front, she's on her phone and hasn't noticed that traffic has now moved and everybody's turning. And you would think that the car behind her would go, honk,
right.
Hey, get a move on. I take a look at what's going on in that car.
They're on their phone?
Also on their phone, unaware that the traffic has moved. So by the time they both snap into consciousness, the light has turned red. We have turned green. And just because we're in their peripheral, realize traffic has moved, and now they have to wait at a fucking stoplight again because they were just too busy looking at their phones.
I want to cause one of those people to crash. Like, I want to be next to them, and that they're in their phone, and because when they're on their phone, they're using their peripheral to decide when to go.
Right.
So I want them to be in a lane. The light turns green, and I want to be like the car behind that car, and then start fucking going. And then they go and fucking run into somebody, or do it while it's a stoplight, and I just pull forward a little bit.
Oh, it'd be great.
Oh fuck, I do. Amir and anybody that does that, that's my worthless of the week. Like, if you want to do it and it's just you, you still shouldn't do it because you can fucking kill other people. But I'm in the fucking car.
Yeah, I watched a dude. He was kind of doing the same thing Amir was doing, but he was just kind of like creeping forward. So like, because his attention is on the phone, but he's at a stoplight. He's like, whatever, and he's trying to turn. So he's doing that. He's doing this thing where he's looking at the phone. He looks up, realizes there's no cars coming, and creeps like he's gonna turn right, but doesn't because he goes back to what he was doing on his phone. Then he looks up again. He's still red. Looks he can probably turn. Goes to turn a little bit more. He just like it's like he's just taking his foot off the brake every time he looks down at the phone. So he just kind of slowly turn. And then you hear, a bus is now coming, and the guy goes, "Oh no!" Slams on his brakes, but it's too late. He's already rolled too far out into the intersection. Bus sideswipes him. Carouge.
You saw it.
I watched it.
Yes.
I was on the street. I was crossing the street at the time, and that guy fucked that entire bus. Everybody on that bus had to get off and wait for another bus. He fucked everybody's day up because
his own car.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking. All right.
Get off your fucking phone.
Yes. All right. Send us if you have conspiracy theories. If you have
next week.
Shitty movies you want us to review.
Shitty movies.
And that's it.
Yeah. Shazam is a
1 out of 10. What do you give it?
I give it a 7.
That's exactly what I give it.
Nice.
Fucking, and we're 2 on the Pet Cemetery.
Yeah.
And Us, still great watching
Still great.
it.
Still good.
And Kengar's a fucking idiot.
Kengar is an idiot. He hated Us. Also, Us is great because I watched you and Sean, become fans of it by talking about it after watching.
That's what I was telling Versi. I was like, when we left the theater, we were thinking a 6.
Yeah. And
then after 30 minutes of talking, we were like, this is a 10.
100%.
Yeah.
I guess that's it. So what do you want to do now?
Bye.